Dima Tarhini, so nice of you to be here. In the survey that we did, we had a few questions about the Arab Spring, and one of them was a question about how the European Union should deal with the Arab Spring from now on. A majority of the respondents, they answered that they'd like to see the European Union contribute with funding for pro-democratic groups and movements. And from your perspective, like having studied the blogs and the Facebook pages, is that the right way to go? Is that what young Arab people really want?
That's exactly what the young Arab people really want. They want to see some support for the civil society, not for the autocratic leaders as Europe used to do before. Before, you know, all the money and all the aid was going to the governments, and it wasn't reaching for the civil society. And now the young Arabs, what they want, you know, support us as a civil society, support us as institutions, support us as young people, give us experience, teach us more about democracy, and then we will see some changes in our countries, because democracy, it starts from people themselves, not from the top, not from the governments.
Exactly.
You will be very surprised if you will know that many young Arabs on Facebooks and even on Twitters and other blogs, they were asking about what is democracy, about what's the meaning of a parliament, what do the parliament do actually, and the government, and they don't know it, because, you know, if you take a look at Libya, you don't have any institutions there. If you take a look at Egypt also, you know, the government with the parliament, it's not a separate legitimate
entity.
Exactly. Yeah. So also if you take a look at Syria, it's the same way. If you take a look at Yemen, so it's almost all the Arab countries. And now the young people, they want to understand. If we want to understand democracy, explain us first what exactly, what's the role for the president, what's the role for the government, what's the role for the parliament, and at the same time support us as a civil society, and then we will see some steps towards democracy. So actually this is true.
Yeah. But they were saying we should fund these movements. Do you think that funding is enough, or should we do something else as well?
No, funding is not enough, because they need experience too. They need some training. So what they were asking, for example, on the cyberspace, they want to come to Europe, for example, and to exchange some experience with the European young people. And education, and also about politics. Don't forget, here in Europe there are many young people, they are in politics already. Yeah. So it's very interesting, you know, to put them all together and to let them exchange some ideas, not, you know, bring some foreign ministers and come to the young people, the new generation, and explain these things to them. It will be a little bit different. So exchanging experience, education is very important, even for a short period of time. Bringing them here to Europe, you know, to make some workshop, for example, this will help them a lot, and that's what they were asking for.
Will more revolutions follow, like in Syria, Yemen, Bahrain? Will they follow? And if so, why do you think that will happen?
It will follow sooner or later, but we have to put in mind that each Arab country is different than the other. You know, sometimes I'm hearing here in Europe that the Arab world, no.
One block. Yeah.
One block. Or, for example, like the young Arabs are saying the West. Yeah. They are putting the Americans and the European in one basket. Yeah. And the same thing for Europe. You have to put in mind that each country is different than the other. Yeah. What happened in Libya was a totally different situation than what's going on now in Syria. And don't forget, for example, if I want to take Syria as an example, the importance of Syria as in the region, I mean, in politic-wise and strategic-wise. So it will come sooner or later, but it needs a lot of time. And unfortunately, we are seeing how the things are escalating there. So I hope it will end up, you know, very soon. And at the same time, people, the Syrian people, they will have also the sense of democracy and success, and they are the ones who are deciding their own fate. So sooner or later it will happen, but it's going to be more difficult than Libya or than Yemen, for example.
Thank you very much for the interview.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.